hello, divine ones. Welcome. Today, the guides are going to be sharing a message, and this is in direct response to a viewer question. So, Astrid, thank you so much for your question. And Astrid asked about relationships, and I have it written down here, so I'm just going to read it to make sure that I have it correct. So, Astrid asked, if we are in a state of being, are we still looking for a partner? And will partnership fall away in 5D? So this is the question that Astrid had, and today the guides are going to answer it, as well as much more. They're going to talk about relationships a little bit more in depth. So if you're open to this message, they wish to harmonize energy with you and connect with you, meet and greet you, they like to call it. Dear ones, we are so overjoyed, so grateful to have this heartfelt connection today. On this beautiful day, you see, every day is actually a beautiful day, although the human eyes and the five senses don't experience necessarily everything as beauty, but the divine that is you and as you does. Realize that everything is indeed beautiful. So wherever this message meets you, or however this message you encounter it, embedded in it, imbued in it, is the realization of the beauty that is upon you and within you, and that is you. Dear ones, your heart, our heart, one heartbeat. If you say yes, we say yes, and we harmonize energy with you now so that this message can be known by you beyond intellect, with an inner knowing. And although we speak in a frequency, it is the frequency that carries the message that moves beyond your intellect, because it is the frequency that is in alignment with truth. And therefore, it is beyond intellect, you see, because truth is beyond intellect. It is not something you can study. It is not something that you can know intellectually, although try as you might, many books, many studies, you can only get like a fraction, like an essence of what is, so what is true. You must know with your heart. You must know with an inner knowing that is beyond concepts. And this is the way we wish you to relate with each other in relationships. So we wish you to remember that this is the way to relate with each other in relationships. Your heart, our heart, one heartbeat. You say yes, we say yes. Ukia tekerasotukia meti shokti oek tekoroti akti shikti koena si. Ukti a sotokia yasakta ayasakoto, to connect, and we do ayasi asakarasa for the upliftment, the vibrational upliftment of all. Hyokutasi aishukti awai kaisai. Why kaisai show. Tia sakaratutu hu. Dear ones, how you relate to one another, like a relationship, is like two ships. Relationship. Break this word in half. Ship. Relation. Like two ships passing in the night, or two ships crashing into each other, you must have a relating for these ships. But how can you relate? Think about this, because the small self, the personality self, the self that you believe that you are, the identity that you are, and the experiences that you are, that you've had, you believe you are the lump sum of the experiences that you had. And we would say that you are not. And you are not the lump sum of the experiences experiences that you've had, but you believe that you are, and you believe that others are too. And therefore you believe that you can decode them. You can figure them out. And you have this and that, and your behaviors are like this and that, therefore equals you are like this. And I am like this and that, therefore equals I am like this. And this is what relationships mean, and this is what marriage means. And it's like all of your ideas about relationships, partnerships, and marriage are very heavy with what we call the weight of meaning, which is meaning has much weight, is very heavy, because the meaning that you give something isn't necessarily true. We don't say that you don't experience it as that because you believe it to be true. We say that it isn't an ultimate truth. What you believe a tree is, we see as something different than this. And the you that you think that you are, we see you as something different than this. We see you as you truly are, not as you wish yourself to be, not as others believe you are, and not as you wish others to believe that you are. So in relationships, there is much fighting and bickering, labeling, and turmoil. Because you try to hold each other down to an idea of what you believe the other should be. In addition to this, you hold each other to this idea of what a relationship should be. And you each have your own idea of what a relationship is based on your own upbringing, culture, and societal beliefs. And so right now, you have this idea of marriage, till death do us part. We're sorry to say, though, that there is no death parting you. Because the truth of you never dies. You can never die. You can experience death, but you cannot die. And as Silkara said, there's a difference. You can have an experience because you are here in a human form. You have the opportunity to have an experience of birth, even though you may or may not remember it. Some can remember it. And some can remember it, and some can remember it in their bodies, like like an imprint, And you can experience birth, you can experience death, you can experience everything in between, but you cannot experience death. Or you can experience dying, and you cannot experience death because no such thing. You cannot die. You can experience a dying process, but you cannot die. Difference. Difference. Because those that die and look down, they're showing it to me like looking down, or look at, and it doesn't have to be down, can be look at themselves after they've passed, after they've died. And they know they're not that. They know they're not dead. And you will know too. That you will not die. Although you will maybe experience a death or a dying process, it's different. Okay, how does this relate? Because you have these preconceived ideas of death do us part. You think that you can wash your hands of another. You think that when you break up or split up, that's it. But there are imprints, there are seeds, there are many things that bind you to each other. But the one thing that binds you to each other that's the most important is love. And this is the thing that is forgotten the most in relationships, believe it or not. Your idea of love is like a barter system, like you give me what I want and I give you what you want, or you don't give me what I want and I won't give you what you want, or I overgive, and then I say I am the one that gives a lot, but I never receive. You see, you create yourself by your words and actions, and you create your relationship with others. And in some ways, you even try to not purposely, control or manipulate or have others behave in ways that you wish them to behave based on your own like your own ideas about yourself. So if you believe I am the one that somebody always leaves me, I'm always left, and I am abandoned, then you are looking for someone to do that. And when they don't do that, you try to make them do it, even though they may not want to, and you may not realize you're doing that. There's a lot that happens here, you see. And it makes it very sticky, sticky, like sticky. You get intertwined like a spider's web, and and you get stuck in here. And when you are in presence, in the present moment, and you realize the presence that you are, or another way said, the present, the beautiful divine present that you are, you realize that others are the same. And you no longer play these games with each other that you play now. And there is no fault here, even when we say play these games, it is like a game. But there is no fault. It's not like you can say, and this is how some of you wish to say, like with a balance sheet, like, well, you did this many wrongs to me, and I only did this many wrongs to you, or I did no wrongs and you did them all wrong. So you try to create a superiority and inferiority, and you try to say, who is going to be the blame of this? When you look around your earth and you see all the chaos that is going on now, you say, who is to blame? It is these people, governments, these things, all these things are to blame. We would say there is no blame, and if there is a blame, it's everybody's blame. And it's everybody's fault. But it is not a fault. We do not like this word. We do not wish for this word. But this is your languaging, so we use it. And there is no fault. There is a forgetting. There is a difference. You forget who you are. You forget what you are, and you forget that you are is the same as everyone else. And this is particular in relationships. So as you are evolving and your species is evolving, you are awakening and you are ascending. What is ascension? It is a lifting of your vibrational frequencies. And that is a lifting of your frequency. And as you are ascending, you are moving beyond the preconceived ideas of what marriage means, what relationships mean, what partnerships mean, what sexuality means, what gender means. And you see this now. So we're going to talk about this in terms of like conforming to genders, and gender roles, and we're going to talk about this in terms of what partnership means. And before partnership was like a come together. So they're showing me all kinds of different things like prearranged marriages and like giving livestock for in exchange for like your daughter type of thing, and like this kind of exchanging and stuff. And they're showing me this idea that relationships have been the woman stays home and and does a vacuum, and then the man goes to work, and then now the woman goes to work and she has to fight to make as much money as the man because he still makes more money. So you see your idea of life is fraught with so much heavy baggage, so much meaning, and it's like so much like value that's not valuable. And like you put a value on it. And if you have this or do this, then you're valuable. If you as a partner have money or intellect, then you are very valuable. And they say you're valuable all on your own without any of this. In past, all of these ideas have been what marriage is and what partnership is. And then the idea that you must have kids, white picket fence, and all of this stuff. But you can see that this is now changing, and more people are choosing not to have children, and not to even get married, not to even live together. There are many living arrangements, and things are changing. And it is in this changing that is going to create the upliftment, you see, because you can no longer fall in line with the ideas of the past to inform you about how to relate. This has been the information you have been told since birth about how to relate to each other and how to relate in relationships. And so you are like, follow the leader. You do what your parents did, or you avoid what your parents did and you do something different, or you do whatever your parental units did, or whatever you saw happening in the world, then you copy that or you fight against it. And then you're always looking for the new fad. They're showing me like doing quizzes online and trying to figure out like who you are with this quiz, like, answer 10 questions and you can figure out like your life and your life partner and everything else. And they're showing me like, like this, and they're saying, no. I mean, you can figure something out, but it's not going to be the truth of who you are and the truth of who your partner is or partners. And some of you might be outraged, but you all have ideas about about God, about sin, what sin is, original sin. You're born with sin. This is not true. You're not born with sin. We don't even like this word. We wish to dispose of it now. And this idea that you have ever been born somehow sinful or defective, even if you have karmic like seeds of karma that must be attended to. This still doesn't make you less than, and still doesn't make you like a bad person or in any way. Like a defective or sinful. This is all like they're saying like rubbish, and this is their word. They want to use it, so I'm going to use it. And because that's what they originally showed me, like dropping it in a garbage can. It's rubbish. And this is rubbish. And and there's a lot of rubbish in relationships and just ideas. First, we talk about the ideas, and then we're going to go deeper into relationships. So we're going to talk about this, and because we wish to, and because we feel it's important, and because you are seeing it now, and but you're going to continue to see it in all kinds of new ways. So, you have ideas, or society has ideas about who should marry who. Man and woman should be the ones to marry. And that sexuality is only for reproductive purposes. And everything is for the purpose of knowing the truth of who you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be have it laid before you. And so we say this like, and it's like you would not experience it before you if it wasn't meant for you to be able to utilize it, as we've said lots of times, as the kindling for the fires of transformation. And now you have free will, and you can choose what you like to use and what you like to leave behind. Tigresa, man and man can love one another. Woman and woman can love one another. And groups of people can love one another. And yes, we wish to say it because it is what is happening, and it is what is going to continue to happen as what you think relationships are evolve. And it's those that you view as tikaraso toshikaraso, and it's like just give me 1 second. I want to get this correct here. Confused about their gender identity. Anasokoroso, you think that maybe they might be confused. And we would say that a lot of the confusion comes from not from them, but from society, you see. And you can just think about how you feel confused about just the world that is before you. Just take away even the ideas of gender and sexuality and insert any other, idea into here. And you think about this, how confusing it can be if you turn on the news and you see there is war, and one station tells you war is like this, and another station tells you war is like that, and another station tells you war is like that, and then you're wondering, like how bad is the war? Is it like this, or is it like this, or is it like this? It's so confusing. And I say karasa because you're looking outside yourself. So when people are looking outside of themselves for confirmation or affirmation, then of course, it seems very confusing. And the confusion only comes from looking outside of who you are and what you are, and looking at societal beliefs. But when you are present in the present moment and you have a realization, even a small bit of the truth of who you are, and this is the new informer of your experience. People are now breaking away from societal norms, and they are opening up their ideas of what partnership means and what sexuality means. Because sexuality can be a very beautiful, what is this? It's not expression. Just give me 1 second here, please. Like an offering. Everything is an offering. Your whole life is an offering to God or to Source or to whatever you like. The guides, they don't care what you like to call it. And because they say there is ultimately no word for it. But you can call it what you want. But everything that you do is meant to be like an offering to this. Like I eat my food, and it's like the way that I eat it, the way that I consume it, the way that I prepare it, the way that I share it with others. Is like an offering. And the way that I do everything is an offering. So and the way that you will express yourselves will be changing, is changing, and is going to continue to change as people stop following societal norms. And this is specifically around gender, because there are lots of expressions, and how do you not know that the ones that decide that they wish to not identify with man or woman, and they do not wish to identify either way, and that they are expressing at a very high vibrational level, and they are no longer following society norms. And this does not mean that the one that says that I am a woman or I am a man is somehow lower. And we're not saying there's a lower or higher, but we are saying this. And that how do you not know that someone that is not conforming to any gender is not doing exactly what they are meant to be doing? Because the divine that is you and as you does not care about gender and does not conform to this and is not informed by it. And I say, does not stand in the mirror and go, I am such a pretty woman. I am like this, like that, strong man or woman, but they want to say man because they're talking just about like our society beliefs. And because what the word strong means is not powerful. Because real power comes from within and has nothing to do with the ideas that you have around power right now. So you don't know that the ones that decide that they do not wish to conform to any gender, aren't doing exactly what they're meant to be doing for their expression. And the ones that wish to, and the ones that decide they are born with a certain physical form that is in alignment with what you would call woman or man. So they're going to say man, and that they don't wish to know what it's like for their incarnation here to be in the physical form of man, but to embody the energy of woman or the experience of woman. This is none of your business. Your business is love. And that's your only business. And so you don't know what others, as we've said before, what others might claim for their lifetime. And what they might use as their kindling for the fires of transformation, because eventually all of you will move beyond identifying with gender. That doesn't mean that you won't have necessarily a physical form, and eventually you won't have a form with like an I'm just going to say this word, genitalia, and because this is the word. Eventually you won't have a physical form with this in the same way. Hopefully that makes sense. Because they're showing me like other bodies and energy bodies, and that our species is evolving. And our need for identification with gender in this way and sexuality in this way will change. And what people do is none of your business. It's not your business. And your business is love. Because you do not know what other people are doing as a part of knowing who they are. And you must stop judging one another. This is part of your own evolution. So in relationships, Astrid, the need for relationships is changing, along with the reason for relationships is changing. The need for relationships according to societal norms and the way that you have known relationships to be now, and the necessity of relationships now is now changing. And it's not that you won't need each other, it's that the reasons that you come together will now be different. How people form partnerships are going to be different. And they're no longer going to do this in like old-fashioned ways, like I'm exchanging this for this, or I'm exchanging this for this, or we've been told we should get married and have kids. Now, people are coming together for a higher purpose. And it's a new kind of love. It's a deeper love. Right now, you have a more of a romantic love. So we wish to call it a romantic love. And you can call it love. But as long as there's judgment in there, it is not the truth. It is not a true, pure love. And in a true, pure love, there is no judgment of another. And you don't care if the man wears the feather boa, and you don't care if the woman wears the work boots. And it's none of your business. And they're very firm on this. When this energy comes through, it's very, very firm energy. Like it's really let people be. Because you wish to be. And you cannot be while you are trying to pin another down. And hold another down or put them in a box. You know that if you do this, you are going to be stuck there too. So if you don't want to pin in you and you don't want to be in a box, stop doing it to others. And it's that simple. So will you be looking for a partnership? Searching out there? No. Not in the way you do now. A lot of you are looking for a relationship now based on feelings of loneliness and anasia koroso, and also because you've been told that that's what you should do with life is have relationships like this. So you're looking for relationships like this, and and it's like all this is going to change. And part of the reason it's going to change is because more and more of you are becoming awakened and beginning your ascension process. And as you do, you start to fall in love with you and the truth of who you are. And when you touch this, when you have even a glimpse of it, when you decide that you are going to start to be present in the present moment, and you start to realize the truth of who you are and the love that's here, which is very, very deep, you feel okay by yourself. You feel whole by yourself. And then the reasons that you enter into partnership will be very different. And the partners that you choose, and we do say partners, the partners that you choose will be different based upon a higher purpose. And you may have many partners, each doing different things. And you might have two partners here, and and together you are energetically creating here, and over here you might have two more partners where you're energetically creating something else. And this has nothing to do with sexuality. This has to do with creation. And an energy and coming together, humanity coming together in new ways to form energy bonds that uplift humanity. And so that people are getting together for this higher purpose of upliftment. So the way that you look for partners and you engage with each other will be very different. The way that you identify will be very different. It doesn't matter if you're born with a physical form that you would identify, or society would identify as man or woman. This is becoming less and less important, and it will become less and less important as time goes on, and the way that you relate to each other will change and is changing. So the reason that people are going to be coming together now and the way that they relate to each other will be very different. The idea of marriage and even being together in these kinds of relationships and like big families and things like this. All of this is changing. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just changing. More and more people not only wish to, but it is going to be like a requirement. Like it feels like it's going to have to change in order for people to come together. People must come together to create like pockets. They're showing me like vibrational pockets, and like coming together in like a group of people to uplift. Inicio koroso koroso, and this is going to be like a really deep love that these people have for one another, that the requirement for relationships as you know them now will change, because there is such a deep love as people awaken and come together in like groups or units, and they realize the love that they are, and they have that love for each other and for all of humanity, and they begin to like almost like plugging into like an electrical socket. It's like everybody is like plugging in here to create this supercharge. This is like where partnerships are evolving to, is groups of people coming together and having this like pure love for each other and the planet, and for like the evolution of our species, and like uplifting humanity. And like to like as a response to things like war and things that are happening in our world and that are going to continue to happen, as things evolve and as we evolve, and as things come to surface that we have created, that we must see in love. And groups of people will come together, and instead of protesting, they will love. Instead of picketing, they will love. And they will know that love is the stronger power. And it's like pockets of people coming together for this. And this is how relationships will change, and all your ideas about relationships will change. And all of this will change. And your ideas about gender and identity and love and sexuality, all of this will change. Because now the reasons that you have a requirement for partnership, and each of you is different. But if you ask yourself this and sit with this, then you may find why you are in a relationship, why you got into it, why you're still in it, why you might stay in it, why you've decided to leave it. It's all based upon personality, small self ideas, and it's all based upon societal beliefs. But when you move past this, and why we say move past it is because it is an elevated experience or an elevated vibration. And when you start to realize the truth of who you are and connect with this, and experience the deep love that resides here, that is you, it's in you, and that it is you, and it's all things. The way that you love is going to be how they say it to me like this: you're going to love each other so hard. You're like, they're showing it to me like this. They're showing it to me like you like run up to somebody and you just like squeeze them so hard, and you're just like this, like I love you so much. It's like this, but it's like true love. It's pure love. And people are going to come together in this kind of love. And they're going to come together in this kind of love in groups. And the requirement for love in the old ways is going to start to dissolve. It doesn't mean that there won't be partnerships. There still will be like two-person partnerships, but there's going to be more and more also like group partnerships of people coming together in like pure love or like an ultimate love, to uplift humanity. And this is going to be more important than coming together in like these partnerships that we used to have. And even if two people are coming together, their reasons for coming together are going to be elevated now. It's an elevated experience. So there's not going to be the same fighting and all this other stuff that's going to happen. And the need, like the longing, that is going to leave. That's going to be gone. Because once you feel or experience this love that you are, and you have this experience of this, even a little bit, and as it expands, it changes everything. And you don't care about relationships in the way you care about them now. In having them, in creating them, in following societal norms, and in the necessity of them as a way to know yourself or as a way to fulfill yourself. You're fulfilled all on your own. And then two fulfilled people come together to create this upliftment of humanity. And this is the evolution of relationships. So the need for it changes. Okay, Astrid, I hope that the guides answered your question today. I'm just going to check in with them. And the guides say, be present, be now, just be. That's all you need to do, because you already are love, you already are whole, you already are connected, and you do not need to seek and search. We know some of you feel lonely, some of you feel alone. Yes, you may reach out to each other, of course. Also go in. There is a divine love here for you that is you, it's for you, it is you. It is you, it's for you, it's through you. And there is nothing lonely here. Is pure love, pure connection. Okay, thank you so much, Astrid, for your question. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much to the guides for bringing through this message today. And if you have any questions for the guides, please feel free to leave them in the comments box. And as always, we're sending you so much love. Thank you.